to our Christmas Audioplay. We're so glad to be able to do this again. You are about to hear some wonderful actors who've worked very hard the past couple of weeks. And they are so excited to be able to do this again as I and Timbon. We're so glad to be able to bring these back, and we hope you enjoy. Take it away, our lovely narrator.
Okay, wonderful. Night is dawning on Hogwarts, but no one is tired. The entire student body and staff are hyper and excited. The Christmas games have finally come. This night, Christmas Eve, will determine which house rules this Christmas. Earlier in the day, each student put their names in the house cup, and now 2 names will be drawn. These people will participate in a game to bring their house glory. The only question is, what is the game? Let's tune in and see what's happening.
Students, calm down.
Silence!
The great hall quiets immediately.
You love playing that card, don't you?
I thoroughly enjoy it. Now, continue, please, Minerva.
Very well. Students, yes, thank you for your attention. I'd like to thank all of the people who have put their names into the cups. We are about to draw the winners. Remember, there will only be 2 people per house. I'll explain what the game is after. Let's see who will be representing our houses tonight.
The great hall cheers with claps of hundreds of excited wizards and witches, each one hoping that they will be chosen. Minerva walks over to the very first cup and begins pulling out the first name. The students lean in closer, sitting on the edges of their seats with anticipation.
Representing our brave Gryffindors, we have Harry Potter and Jen Augustin.
Cheers resound, mainly from the Gryffindor table. Jen and Harry rise from their seats, receiving pats on their backs and words of encouragement. They take their place on the side of Dumbledore. Minerva moves to the next cup.
For our kind Hufflepuffs, we have Howl Nishington and Cedric Diggory.
Another roar of cheers go through the hall, and the 2 guys rise and fall in line next to Jen and Harry. The time seems to stop as she reads out the next 2 slips of paper.
In Ravenclaw, there are many, but it looks like Cho Chang and Skiwish will be our participants for the night.
Cho Chang lets out a squeal of happiness and jumps up, almost tripping as she rushes to stand next to the other competitors. Skiwish follows, looking mildly amused, but a huge grin on his face. The last cup stands ominously.
And finally, for our scaled friends, we have Sithari Summer and Draco Malfoy. Let's give a big round of applause.
She is cut off by a huge wave of sound that swarms the great hall. There are cheers, claps, whistles, yells, and overall chaotic happiness. Everyone's eyes follow the 2 Slytherins as they rise, and once they join the others, the applause magnifies tenfold.
I give you your competitors.
The applause lasts for another minute or so, then fades. They know who is participating, but now they must know what games their representatives will face. Will it be terrifying? Easy? Hard?
I will now let Albus explain your challenge for the night.
Why, thank you, Minerva. Students, it is lovely to have you competing tonight. And thank you all for putting your name in. I know you're just as brave as the ones in front of you. The challenges for tonight is fairly simple. Your task is to find your house's ornaments before the others do.
Confused looks spread across everyone's face. What?
Yes, I know it sounds confusing, but really it's not. There are 4 ornaments. And each one belongs to a house. We will give you 1 clue to find your house ornament. And we must find it and bring it back. Whatever house accomplishes this first wins.
Minerva hands out the clues to each pair of students as Dumbledore goes on about the prize of winning.
Should your house win, you'll get the opportunity to pie the other team.
The thought sank in, then laughter and aggressive cheers rang out. Oh, they wanted to pie some people.
You have your clues. Let the games begin. Best of luck.
Games begin in 3,
The entire room tensed.
2,
The representatives got into position to run.
a 1,
All was quiet and peaceful.
go!
Chaos rang as the student body cheered, watching their housemates race out of the Great Hall doors. The pairs split up and disappeared, and the other students returned to eating their feast. The teams would hopefully be back soon.
This will be interesting.
It'll be magical for sure.
That's the way we like it.
The two Gryffindors, Jen and Harry, raced off to find a quiet place to read their clue. No one followed them, and they ended up in the courtyard. Catching their breath, they looked down at their clue, studying it. Fighting the dark will reveal the light. The object you seek is in your sight. The classroom where one resists the spell is the classroom you will find that object well.
Okay. So what could this be?
I don't know. Aren't you the fighting person?
What does that mean?
Didn't you defeat that moldy guy?
Moldy?
Yeah,
Voldemort, you mean?
that's what I said.
That's not...
We're getting off track. The classroom where one recites the spell is probably the DADA classroom.
Yes, that would make sense. Also, the find the dark bit.
Let's go then.
The two journey across Hogwarts towards the DAD classroom. They don't see any of the other groups, and the other students are inside eating. However, they run into a problem as they pass a fountain.
Harry,
Yes, Jen?
have you hydrated today?
No. We really need to get moved.
What? You have not?
Jen grabs Harry by his collar and drags him over the fountain that they were passing. She pulls out a water bottle out of seemingly nowhere.
What the?
Hydrate now.
Jen, we need to get moved.
I am not moving until you hydrate. Do it. Now.
It takes a few more minutes of arguing, but Harry eventually gives in for the sake of time and drinks a bottle of water. Who knows where all that water has been? However, Jen was satisfied, and the two moved on, arriving at the DADA classroom.
All right, where do you think it would be?
Found it.
How did you find it so quickly?
Harry merely pointed up. The ornament was hanging from the ceiling.
I guess they didn't put very much thought into actually hiding it.
No, but your little hydration stop is going to mess up our time. We need to move now.
Hydration is important. You probably need to hydrate again.
Ow!
The group grabs their ornament from the ceiling and takes off, running as fast as they could to the Great Hall. Jen wants to make Harry hydrate again, but decides against it. But how much time did the original hydration take off?
Are you sure you're not thirsty?
Yes, I'm sure. Come on, we got to run.
Howl and Cedric ran out of the Great Hall, noting where everyone else went, but not worrying about it. They needed to get somewhere away from prying eyes so that they could figure out their clue and get moving. The Ravenclaws were running fast to begin with.
Wrapped in delicacy and colored like a daisy, this ornament is hidden somewhere utterly crazy. It's green and warm, or it's pink and soft. So many varieties, don't let it go any loves.
What in the world does that mean?
I have no idea. Daisy, could that mean white? There are variants of daisies.
Don't you dare go on one of your flower rants. What?
Cedric flung around, looking at Howl that had been gasping. Cedric expected to see some sort of Death Eater or even a dragon, but surely not what he saw. A flower.
It's just a flower.
Oh, no, that's not just a flower, that's a lantana. Did you know that these flowers are perfect for butterflies and
No.
belong to the verbena family? Wait, look, there's a hibiscus right next to it.
How?
Its full name is Hibiscus roses sinensis. Look at how pretty it is. Just stop and look.
Wait. You're onto something.
Of course I am. Some people don't stop and appreciate the world and its beauty.
No, I meant what if the ornament is in the greenhouses? Colored like a daisy? Variants? That sounds like a...
Flower!
Exactly. Let's go.
I am not leaving this hibiscus.
Oh, yes, you are. Now, come on. We need to find the other flower date somewhere else.
Flower date?
Move it.
They were thankfully only a short distance from the greenhouses, reaching them almost instantly. The doors were foggy with the heaters inside and the mist spraying to keep the plants alive. Howl and Cedric burst in, their eyes searching everywhere. Howl's eyes went wide.
I always love coming here. Look at all the plants authors have brought in.
I know you love flowers, but we need to find this ornament. I think I just saw the other team run by us.
What?
Look around.
Okay, well, we're coming back later. That's a gorgeous chronocentum.
Oh, wait. Look. What's that?
Howl looks over to where Cedric is and sees a yellow shine, a shine that is definitely not a flower. They rush over and pull it out from behind the plant it was resting by. Yes, it was the ornament.
Yes!
Okay, let's go. The sooner we get that, the sooner we get back.
How?
Run, petit boy, run.
What?
Protesting, Cedric shoots after Howl, who had sprinted out of the greenhouse and towards the Great Hall. The ornament took longer to find than they would have liked, but they had found it. Other teams were successful too, however.
Better not lose because of a flower.
Skeewish had led Cho outside, right behind the Great Hall doors where they could read in silence their clue. They watched and noted where the other teams had run, and estimated when they might be back. Of course, they're Ravenclaws, so they figured out their clue pretty quickly. Birds of a feather flock together, and so will this decoration. Climb up high and reach the sky, show your dedication.
Birds. Birds. The only place in Hogwarts where there are birds is the owlery.
Yes, I agree. Shall we go?
After you.
Cho and Skeewish climbed up the stairs, walked through the corridors, up more stairs, through this hallway, around that classroom, and up some more stairs. Thanks to both of their knowledge of the castle, they were able to reach the owlery in record time. However, an issue arose when they arrived. Skeewish cracked open the door and held it for Cho. The ornament was pretty visible. It was just underneath the meanest-looking owl ever.
Oh my gosh.
That's interesting. It seems to think that it's its egg.
What do we do? I don't want to disturb an owl, but we need that ornament, and quickly too.
What if you drew the owl of the ornament by distraction?
What are you thinking? We don't have any food up here.
That's not really what I meant.
What do you mean?
We might. I'm feeling generous. I'll do it.
Skeewish approached the owl calmly, preparing to lightly boop it on the beak or to try to pick it up. The owl, however, had different plans. As soon as Skeewish got within 3 feet, the owl flared out its wings and flew towards, pecking Skeewish with pure hatred.
Skeewy.
No, Matty, get that ornament. Please.
Cho ran forward and grabbed the ornament as Skeewy sprinted out of the owlery, trying to evade the owl. It seemed bent on pecking his eyes out. But Skeewy kept running. It got a few good pecks on his arm and his neck, but he kept running, his expression mildly terrified.
Hey, owl.
Owl turned, fluttering to the ground. Skeewy stopped running and turned around, waiting to see what would happen. He was still tense from the short run, however.
Look, your egg is over there.
Cho pointed off in the distance, praying and hoping that the owl would go. Even though owls are supposed to be smart, this one clearly was not. It glared at her and then took off, flying in the direction that she pointed in. Cho breathed a sigh of relief.
Are you okay?
I am fine and dandy, thank you.
Are you sure?
Yes, my darling. Now let's continue, shall we? We do have a competition now to win now, don't we?
All right.
They walked out of the owlery with their ornament, then back down the stairs, through that hallway, down the stairs again, through the corridor, past that classroom, until they eventually were running through the main hall towards the Great Hall.
Well, that was fun.
Yes, indeed. I do look forward to another adventure with you.
Huey had apparently spoken too soon, because just as he said that, the same owl as before came swooping through, glaring daggers at the two of them.
Oh no.
Now watch this then.
The owl was coming straight for them, and they were coming straight for the owl. Just before they collided, Skeewy turned sideways and sidestepped the owl. It flew right past them, almost flying into the wall. The owl flipped around, then seemed to give up. It left through an open window, but not before fixing Skeewy and Cho with an icy glare.
I think we have a new enemy.
Now, but what fun would the world be without any enemies now, darling?
They reached the Great Hall, but had another team beat them? They opened the doors and charged in. Summer and Draco had joined the other teams in racing away to try and read their clue, but they were having trouble staying away from other groups. The Ravenclaws were right there staring at them, the Hufflepuffs had gone to the left, and the Gryffindors to the right. So instead, they stayed right where they were and decided to read it anyways. In the place where work is unseen, a scald of friends hides your ornaments gleam. These creatures are excellent in filling us up. Not only that, but they fill the cups.
Cup? That sounds like food.
I agree. It seems like that it would be food, that and the filling us up. But could it be water?
I don't think so. Remember that not many people know about who makes the food for Hogwarts. It's the elves.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yes, they work in the kitchens underneath the Great Hall. That would also make sense because the riddle says where work is unseen.
Very well. Let's go pay a visit to those house elves then.
Not a fan.
They're peasants.
They are just like us. They can think, feel, and exist just like we do.
You sound like Granger.
Hermione is a wonderful person. Thank you for the compliment.
That is not what I meant.
Off we go, come on.
They walk the few steps down to reach the kitchens. Draco tickles the pair, and soon they enter the kitchens. There are house elves everywhere, but as soon as they see Summer, they stop what they're doing and swarm over, hugging her and telling her how much they missed her.
Oh, hello, my lovelies.
Are you serious?
They're sweet. Here, give one a hug. All you have to do is show kindness, and they'll show it right back.
Draco doesn't know if it was because Summer was so nice or he felt pressured, but he did lean down and tried to give one a half-hearted embrace. It backfired immediately, and the elf bit him.
Well, maybe not that one.
I hate this.
Anyways, my lovelies, can you help us find an ornament? We're looking for a green one for a competition.
The elves responded and dragged her over to the spot. Draco followed from a distance, not wishing to be bitten again.
Oh, look at that, Draco.
Draco peered over her shoulder.
Now that is cool, I will admit.
A metal snake holder was supporting a beautiful green ornament that glistened with Slytherin pride. It was sitting on top of the counter, not particularly hidden.
That's what it meant by a scaly friend.
Yes, you're right. Draco, we could win this. The Great Hall is right above us.
Well then, let's get a move on.
However, they couldn't leave because the house elves wouldn't let them. They protested, asking for more time with Summer.
Summer, we've got to go.
I know, my lovelies. I can come back soon, don't worry.
Summer, it's not working.
Shh. Okay, my lovelies. As soon as this competition is over, I will come back, I promise.
They seemed to believe her and grudgingly let the two of them leave. No conversation was made as they came up the stairs and to the doors of the Great Hall.
I hope we win.
Me too.
The teams had arrived, but no one knew who had won. Only two people did, Minerva and Dumbledore. Who would get to pie the other team? Who had brought their house victory? It all came down to this.
Students, we are finally back with all of our teams. Before I announce the winners, I'd like to thank all of those who participated. While the clues might have been easy or hard to you, you still tried, and that means a lot. You all successfully found your ornaments, so pat yourselves on the back.
A short cheer came up, the applause not lasting too long. Everyone wanted to know who had won.
Minerva, you're killing them. Announce the winners already.
All right, fine. Drum roll, as the Muggles would say, please.
The sound of hands banging on tables, feet on floors, cup to cup, plate to plate, and all sorts of sounds filled the room. It carried and echoed everywhere, magnifying the sound and creating a symphony of anticipation. Minerva raised her hand, and it stopped.
Hufflepuff has won the Christmas games.
Even though the Puffs won, you could hear everyone yell with joy or happiness. Well, maybe not the Slytherins, though. The other participants crowded around Howl and Cedric, congratulating them and patting them on the backs.
Before you go party, we have to pie some people.
A louder cheer went up, and pies came out of nowhere. The other 6 participants lined up, preparing Howl and Cedric. Each took 3 pies. Then they picked their victims. Hal picked Harry, Skewy, and Draco. Cedric took Jen, Cho, and Summer.
3.
A 2.
A 1.
Fire!
I'm sorry, Squeak, I love you.
No regrets.
The pies splattered on their victims' faces, painting them with whipped cream. The whipped cream had a surprise, however. There were little Christmas sprinkles in it that gave the whipped cream a green and red theme.
Oh, this is absolutely ridiculous now, isn't it, love?
This tastes surprisingly good.
What in the world? My father will hear about this.
Does this count as hydration? Oh, it is good. Worth it, thank you.
It is mildly appeasing. Better than that owl.
Howl and Cedric laughed, and eventually everyone joined in, having the time of their lives. More food came out, and the houses hung their sacred ornaments on the giant tree in the great hall. The merry marathon had been completed. The night carried on, and all of the houses had a great Christmas Eve. Surely one house had won, but it really was a victory for all of them. The whipped cream might not have come out for another 3 days due to a charm set on it by the Weasley twins, but that just made it all the better.
I'd say that was a great Christmas.
I agree, Albus. I agree.
Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
And that concludes
End of play.
our audio play. Thank you all for coming. We hope you enjoyed. As I meant to state earlier, this script we just read was written by one of our lovely members, Maze, who unfortunately could not be here today, but I know you all have, I hope you all have enjoyed listening to this wonderful story she created, and I hope you all have a wonderful holiday.
Have a happy New Year's, everyone.
Yes, Happy New Year and happy
Happy New
holidays.
Year's.
And God bless you all.
Just